Okay, well, I'd like to say take two, and you wouldn't see any of this, but have I mentioned that I hate doing videos? I really hate doing videos. I don't have the equipment, I don't have the editing, and I hate it. And Best Laid Plans of Mice and Men. I did a quick intro for this one, and then I talked about how I was going to try and join this to the following one. Um, and and then I walked you through what I was going to do today and where we left off yesterday. But unfortunately, for some reason, that video got corrupted. Now, I did all the work I had to do, went in the house, downloaded everything to the computer, and guess what? The first video is corrupted. Second one appears to be okay. So I'm going to try and rehash that first video real quick, which was short. If you recall when we left off yesterday, which you may have just watched a few seconds ago for all I know, in which case you really ought to seek psychological help. But at any rate, I said that if the bottom was facing up when we came back, it was a good day. Well, the bottom's not facing up, but neither is the edge. So it's a pretty good day. What happened was the stuff we poured yesterday, and I'll walk you through this. These are the edges we poured yesterday, and they came out beautiful. We did this edge here, and we did this edge here. All the way down, looks great. But I did wind up with one little drip that came through late at night. This particular corner right here, which I tried to fill kind of heavy. Remember I talked about trying to keep any liquids from wicking underneath the wood and getting in there to cause rot. Well, she dribbled on down and made a drip that went all the way down to about here. And that just didn't look right with a nice finish on the other side. Besides, I need to take this waterfall effect here, you can see the color better this way, and continue it on down. So the goal for today was to do that, fix the drip, and then start to do the shot glass tray with epoxy. So that was where I left it off. And and also build up every time I pour and I got it in the right position, I build up a little bit more on this wall. So that's building up nicely, slowly but nicely. So now I'm going to cut to the other video. Hopefully I can still join these together. Hopefully this one doesn't corrupt, and hopefully I get to see the whole thing. I apologize for the mixed match, but oh well, what are you going to do? Nobody's perfect, and I prove that every day. Okay, we're back. Hopefully I'm able to join this to the previous video, but if not, oh well. And I gotta move fast here. I know you folks can't see too well what I'm doing here. I tried putting some lights on it. I can see it great. Oops, not there. So I'm gonna apply this a little bit different than I have, than you've seen me do in the past. I'm gonna dribble this on. Just let it spread out under its own weight. And then I can just use this stick, which is a round stick with a little chisel end on it, to spread it. If I brush this, I'm concerned that I might also brush out that dye material that's underneath. And I want that to pretty much stay where I put it. So I'm going to let it run a little bit. Once I get a surface covered, then when I brush it, I'll probably just brush the epoxy that's laying on the top, and not the dye that's underneath, or at least not as much of it. So yeah, I dribble a little bit, and some of this may hit the floor. When you get this stuff on the floor, boy, it's tough to get out. Bad as concrete, maybe worse. And I will paint over this. Just as I was about to hit the record button, phone rang. It was my customer service rep at Right Leg Company, also Log Right, a shared company. I called in the order for the legs for this morning, and it occurred to me this would be a good opportunity to see that's already spreading out a little bit. Now I'm going to switch to the brush. Put this someplace where it won't mess something up. So I thought I'd put in a plug for my good friends at Right Leg and Log Right. They are super people. When you see these legs that come in for this table, you're going to say the same thing I always do. Wow, they look great. And they're going to make this bar look super, just super. So, for this table, or bar, I should say, a little bit. Keep my brush strokes going the same way as the waterfall. Yeah, I'm losing some, but that's okay. So for this bar, the client wanted to have a shelf underneath the bar where they could put some stuff, glasses, bottles, whatever. You know, again, this is a home bar, so it's nothing secured or fancy for that score. But that's what they wanted. So I talked to Shayna and marked up a sketch and sent it to her, and she sent it off to Kevin, and Kevin made an approval drawing for me. I got it this morning, gave him the official okie dokie, and the reason I started this whole thought train was after the epoxy was just about done being stirred, the phone rang and it was Shayna calling me back so we could finish that order and get it going. So Shayna, I apologize that I couldn't take your call, but when you got wet epoxy, you gotta do what you gotta do, and that's just the way it goes. So I'm trying to get a little bit more build up in here. Yeah, I'm putting this on kind of thick. It's gonna thin out when I hit it with the torch, as you folks saw yesterday. So let's build it up a little bit. Let's see how that's gonna cover up too. Yeah, we're talking to ourselves here. I apologize for mumbling, but sometimes I get involved in what I'm thinking, and I forget about you guys standing there, sitting there, watching patiently. So anyway, now I'm just another crack here that could use a little more heavy fill. This is the one that ran out and made that drip that went down the side. So I want to make forever more sure that we have no chance for fluids to get caught in there, regardless of their origin. So, yeah, detail. There's a lot of surface to do with a 1/2 inch brush. So anyway, shout out to my folks at Right Leg. They make beautiful stuff. You go check them out. RightLegCo.com. That's RightLegCo.com. And if you got any questions, you call up and ask for Shayna, and she will fix you up. They're good folks, and they do fine work. Log Right Company makes can hooks, PVs, fetching arches, all kinds of different stuff. And you can go check them out too. There's a link from the Right Leg page, I believe. And if not, just look up logright.com and you will find it. Guess what? I'm going to run out of mix before I get this whole shelf done. So maybe just hang in there with me. I'll do these edges, because that's where I did pours yesterday. I really want to get them smoothed out. What I'm going to do here is since I know I'm going to run out, I'll just pick a spot to stop. And then it's real easy to mix up some more and blend in where I stopped. It's where I started over again. Drip, drip, drip. We're getting there. This takes time. You can't rush it. In the beginning, you'll probably wind up doing this and it'll come out wrong and you'll want to try and save it and you can't. So you wind up, wow, this looks real ugly right now. But when I hit it with the torch, it's all going to flatten right out. Because that torch heats it up, thins out the epoxy, and it lays flat. And it goes from, I got a problem, to, wow, that's beautiful. In no time flat. So, yep, running out here. I wish you guys could see that edge a little bit better where the waterfall is. The lighting's terrible. I will attempt to move the camera before we finish this session, but I'm running out of epoxy here, and I want to save a little bit to go back and double check that waterfall because it is a vertical surface. It's going to drip. That's just a rule. Really should set up a clock with a timer so that I don't put you guys to sleep. I apologize, there's no faster way to do this. Maybe someday I'll get a way to edit videos and speed things up. And look at that, I am out of. This time I mixed another 2 ounces like I did. Whoop, there's a hair. Get that brush hair out of there. Get it? Where is it? No, I didn't get it. That's right, it's a flared end. I'm going to sand it anyway. Okay, so let's take a look back here. And yeah, I got a couple of drips on the bottom. I don't worry about that too much. I can sand them off. But it's this surface. See, now I can brush across, and I'm not, you can't see it, but trust me. I am not brushing out the dye because it stayed stuck to the lower layer. And that's just fine. So let's get the torch. You guys might as well stay for the whole thing. Come on, baby, flatten out. That too hot. Or I think so too. I do this, as I said yesterday, to thin it out, let it lay flat, take the bumps out, also any air bubbles, and then in this pocket, yeah, I wish you could see that. That one I just kind of dumped in that pocket, so it had a lot of bubbles. When you dump it thick, you get a lot of bubbles. And that's it. I am going to let it go at that and fret over the lousy job I did there. It's okay, I'm going to need another coat anyway and it'll thin out. I'll do a quick wipe over it. And there you go. So I got to go call Shayna. Let me take disconnect you from the stand and see if you can see what I see. There you go. There's our little waterfall. It's just a metaphorical implication, nothing fancy. And don't worry about all those little light dots. They're gonna smooth out a little bit. It's not too late in the afternoon. I forget. I think it's about 3 o'clock, something like that, 3:30. So I'll be able to babysit this and just keep an eye on it and make sure nothing takes off on me. You know, I got a few drips down here. That's okay. And then here's a little bit of how that. Yeah, see some dry spots, but this is bare virgin wood, so it soaks in. And this is not done. So I should expect that. That's normal. There are spots where it'll just go in and I don't have any more epoxy to lay over it. So I'll live with it, give it a light sand, and then do her again. And that's it. So now let's see if I can get these two videos put together. Plug for the day is right leg. Can't wait till you see those, but it's going to be about 4 to 6 weeks. And log right. They also have another company called Blue Creeper, which makes great stuff, and I'm sure we'll talk about that another time. But you can go look them up if you can't wait. Everybody have a good day. Be warm. See you later. Bye. That is bye.